I'm working on a Polaris 850 XP. It's a 2011 model. When I take off in high gear from a set still and take off, I get a real bad shudder. It's so bad it gives me a clunking sound between the front and the rear. And I've been trying to trace down what the clunk is, whether I have something in my driveline, a bad axle or whatnot. Did some investigating online and was told that one of the signs of a bad drive belt, is that chattering or clunking. The previous owner was telling me at some point him and his buddies were trying to do burnouts in front of the driveway on the concrete. So right there would tell me there's a possibility that they were burning out the clutch belt at that time, or the drive belt. Or it could just be that it's just old and worn out. In order to remove the drive belt, you have to pull off the lower tray on the back, because there are some bolts underneath in the back that you cannot get access to without lowering that tray. And then there's the bolts. There's two up top here, right on top, so pull your seat out, and there's just two there, and then the rest of them you access from underneath. If you look inside my tray, it's pretty clean. There's no real dust or anything in here. I'm not even getting a finger of belt material. If you look at my clutches, I've already pulled the belt off. I'm looking inside. It looks really clean in there. Let's see where my camera, there it is. It looks really clean in there. It's kind of smooth. I might want to clean it with an SOS pad just to rough it up a little bit. But it's really clean in here, it looks like. So we might clean it a little bit, but I don't really see any belt dust or anything like that. But what I did notice when I got the belt off, and this is one of the things that people talk about, you want to look for, I noticed it is a factory Polaris belt. It says Polaris right on it. When you turn it to its side, you'll notice right where my thumb is here, how glossy that is, just right there. And then the gloss will go away and the belt will look good. And let's see here. You see it starts to get glossy again right here. Comes all the way up. It gets really bad right there. You can see how the belt's kind of chewed on right there. And then it's, like I said, it's real glossy right there. I think that's our problem. So we'll see here. But I think that's what my chattering problem is. And then you turn it over and look at the same spot here. It's really shiny right where my hand is. See how it's glossy, and you look at how the belt's kind of worn right there, and then the glossiness starts to go away. That's a sign of a bad belt. That can cause you chattering, all kinds of just bad things. So that's definitely a bad belt. I'm hoping that will fix my chattering problem, and I'll have a problem solved, and I can be a happy Polaris owner again. So I just bought this ATV with this issue. And the previous owner, it looked like he had been trying to chase down what he thought might be the problem, because the rear end, he pointed out that he had just replaced an axle in it. I wasn't sure if I believed him. So, and what I was doing was I ended up putting another axle in and swapping them from side to side to see if the problem went away, and no deal. So anyway, it's got a brand new axle. I did realize while I was in there that the hub bearing was loose and going out, so I replaced the hub bearing since I was in there. And these front A-arm bushings had loosened up, and there was a lot of slop in there. So I went ahead and replaced the bushings since I was in there anyway. And then I retorqued everything back down, and now it's nice and tight. But I was still having that chattering issue, and run great once you get up to speed, no vibration, runs great on the trails. But anytime you start off in high gear, a really bad shudder, and then it would turn into a clunking sound basically through the drive line. And I was trying to pinpoint where it was coming from, but I think that's going to be the cause. Now I do want to point out to you guys, I know these belts are like $100 if you go to some of these, if you go to Polaris. I know Napa carries one. I believe it's made by Gates, and Gates is a pretty popular name out there. I found a company called Caltric. They sell brake pads, they sell belts, everything. So I was able to replace my brakes on this thing because they were just about metal to metal. And I think they were $6 for, what was it? I think it was $12 for all three brake sets for the front, rear, and back. And then if you buy them individually, I think it's, you know, a little bit more, but I think it was like 12 to 15 bucks for a full set of brakes for this thing. Go to Polaris, and they don't want to give you a can of lube with it, you know. So anyway, the belt I got from Caltric too, and I got to tell you, this is the belt, BT11610008 times 31 times, I think that's a 35. It's kind of hard to say, but anyway, this is the belt. It's a brand new belt. $30, guys. $30 shipped, brand new. I'm gonna compare it right now to the old belt. Width wise, appear to be same width, a little bit different top belt material, but it rubs on the sides, right? So I wonder if that'll do anything. Be interesting to find out what it does with this belt. It's definitely got a thicker material on the top, so is this belt going to wear out quicker? I don't know. On the inside of the belts, pretty comparable, it looks like. Yeah, this old Polaris belt is just trash. Look at the inside of it even. Even the inside of it just looks horrific. But anyway, that's my new belt to my old belt. I'm going the cheap route because I was trying to trace down this shattering issue that I was having, and if everything works as it should, this belt should fix the problem. I mean, 30 bucks. I think Napa is like 65 to 70 bucks for the Gates one, and you can get the Gates one online too through eBay. I almost got it. I think it was eBay. They had them for 60 to 65 bucks. This was half the cost. So I figure I'll go ahead and try it out for half the cost. I don't do a lot of serious mudding like some of you guys do, and so I figured it was worth the try to get the cheaper belt and kind of just see what happens. So anyway, just wanted to kind of show you guys what I got going on here. I'm going to take maybe an SOS pad or something and try to just maybe soap and water that belt thing there. I might do a little bit more research before I put it back together, because if I had too much shine in there, I don't know if that could cause some slipping. You know, I don't see any funny burn marks on it like you would see on a, you know, set of brake rotors or something like that. So I don't really think I have an issue there. But I do want to do a little investigating to make sure. If I don't really need to do any cleaning or anything, I might just blow it off of there and just put it back together. So anyway, I hope this helps out some of you guys, and have a great one. Ride safe.